Hello class 8 and welcome back to your English language online class. As we have in your previous class, we have already completed chapter 6 determiners, and I hope that you have also written the exercises in your copy. With that hope, today we need to begin with chapter 7. Also, one more thing is that what I need to tell you is like chapter 1 to 5, we haven't chapter 1 to 5 we I couldn't uh, go with you with the virtual classes because of my bad health. uh, that time I was not well, so I couldn't conduct. It was very difficult for me to complete the chapter, but like anyhow I did it, and then I couldn't conduct virtual classes that time. So I was thinking that since we have completed 6 and we will complete 7 by tomorrow as well, so why not have a virtual class this Wednesday? Okay, so today is already Monday, we'll start new chapter. Tomorrow Tuesday we'll complete our exercises, and Wednesday, as it's your last day for English language class, so we will have a virtual class where we will discuss about, or like a revision, we'll do chapter 1 to 5. You can also ask if you have any doubt regarding chapter 1 to 5, so we can discuss 1 to 5 as well as 6 and 7, the new chapter. Okay, the two new chapters, so we can discuss there in our um, virtual class. Okay, so for more details about your virtual classes, I will let you know in the group itself. I'll confirm you in the group only that what time, okay, which app. So just be prepared, keep checking on the group messages. So let's quickly begin with this chapter 7, that is simple tenses. Okay, now we will see in this chapter, we will talk about tenses. Okay, what it is, and then we will see 3 types of simple tenses that we already know. Okay, so we'll see more in detail, or it will be a rewind or revision of your lessons that you already know. Okay, so we will see 3 types of tenses here. Okay, simple, since it's a simple tenses, so we will see simple present tenses 1, simple past tense 2, and 3 will be simple future tense. Okay, now you're very familiar with present, past and future. Yes or no? Present is something that is occurring right now. Okay, past is something which has already been done. Okay, and any action that has already been done, and future is something which is yet to be happen. Okay, so these are your 3 tenses, simple tenses. Okay, we'll see and discuss here in the chapter today. Now before that, before getting into tenses, 3 types of tenses, simple tenses, let us know what is a tense. Okay, now using a tense in a verb of a sentence, okay, in an action. Now we usually use tense, simple present tense, simple past tense and simple future tense where? To your verb. Verb is an action, I have already told you. Yes or no? Whether it be eat, whether it be sleep, read, dance, play, whatever action you have, that we call it verb in language. Okay, now we change the form of the verb. Okay, eat becomes ate, 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 if it's a past tense. Okay, and if you want to convert that word eat, okay, verb eat, to future tense, you will add will to it, will eat. Yes or no? That means that you haven't, but you will do it in the future. Yes or no? You will eat it in the future, in the coming time, after some time. Yes or no? But right now you are not eating. So tense is something, tense of a verb in a sentence denotes the time. So what we come to know, that it denotes a time. Now if the verb changes with the tense, okay, so that means that will make you sure that whether it's a present time, whether it's a past time, or whether it's a future time you're talking about. Okay, so that is the use or main purpose of a tense. Okay, it denotes time in your time of the verb in the sentence. Okay, so you have learned that the tense of a verb in a sentence denotes a time when the action is taking place. So that is what tense is. Okay, so I have already told you we are going to see 3 types of tenses. Okay, so before that they have given one paragraph over here, page 58, just below the definition, look at the highlighted verbs in this passage. Can you say which tense is indicated by each? So it's a long passage here. Let's not read the entire passage in this video. You can do this yourself, okay, and you can make it out. It will be a task for you as well, that to identify which tense is for what, which tense they are talking about, okay. So whether it's present, past or future, you can try this. Now below that again, if you see, we say that there are three tenses of a verb: present, past and future. Yes or no? Time now, time then, and time to come. So present, past and future, what do we say? Present, time now; past, time then; and future, time to come. These tenses are further subdivided. Again, these tenses are subdivided. They have some certain points, certain division, okay. Let us now look at simple tenses. So today we will see simple tenses, that is simple present, simple past and simple future. Other subdivided, we will slowly get into that, but not in this chapter, okay. Today we will only see simple present, simple past and simple future tense. So if you go in that order, so let's start with simple present in page 59. Learn simple present tense. We use the simple present tense. Point number 1, when do we use? To state a universal truth. Universal truth means something that is totally real, or totally, like, it's true. It's the truth of the universe, okay. So for that we use simple present tense. Now some of the examples of universal truths are like the earth revolves around the sun. That does not change. It's been revolving around the sun for a very long time, and we have no idea how long it's going to revolve around the sun. So that is a universal truth, and it's a fact. Yes or no? It's a fact. That's why for such universal truth we always use simple present tense, okay. Or the moon is the earth's only planet. So you've been doing SST or geography, so you know that the moon is the earth's only satellite, okay. So for such universal truth, I'm sure you are getting my point. So if for such universal truth, okay, we always use simple present tense, okay. So you see the word that is highlighted in blue, the moon is your simple present tense. The earth revolves, okay, revolves is your simple present tense, okay. So the verb is in a simple present tense. Is, revolve, it's an action. Yes or no? So that is why it's in present tense. Point number 2, simple present tense is used to describe something that has been happening for some time and is still continuing. So something that is happening for some time and it is still continuing, that kind of action also we use simple present tense. Like the Mehtas live in Mumbai, so they've been living and they still live, okay, it's going to continue for some time. So the Mehtas live is in present here, it's a verb and it's in a simple present tense. She is a singer, again is a verb and it is used as a simple present tense. Simple present tense, point number 3, is to refer to something that happens regularly or habitually, someone's habit, okay, habitual actions, or it happens regularly, okay. So for such thing, again we use, for such sentences we use present tense. For example, my father reads a newspaper every morning. That could be his habit, or that he needs to regularly. So that is what, for such purposes also we use simple present tense. Reads is a verb and it is used as a simple present tense. He swims a lot, again. So that could be his that he could do regularly, or it could be a habitual action. So that's why we use swim verb in a simple present tense form. And fourth, lastly, simple present tense is used in proverbs that are considered to be permanent truths. Now proverbs are something, it's a basically sentence that has fact in it, okay. So they are considered to be a permanent truth, okay, in proverbs. In such kind of sentences also we use simple present tense. For example, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. That kind of sentence, that is what proverb is. So that is a fact, there is a permanent truth in it. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. So we use for such purposes again simple present tense. Fortune favors the brave. I'm sure you have heard this proverb. Okay, fortune favors the brave. So again, for here, your verb is your favors, and we have used it in simple present tense. Okay. So that's all. There are the 4 points you need to keep in mind to state a universal truth, to describe something that has been happening for some time and still continuing to it, to referring something that happens regularly or it's a habit. And fourthly, for proverbs, okay, which has permanent truth in it. Let's move to simple past tense. Now past tense, we know time, then. Okay, we use a simple past tense. Point number 1, when we refer to an action that has already been completed before the time of speaking, or for example, like simple past tense, first thing, when we use to refer to an action that has already been completed, okay, before the time of speaking. So you are saying it about the action that has already been done, that has already been completed. So you are talking about that action. You are referring to that. So it snowed yesterday in Shimla. Yesterday, yes or no? So it snowed. That's why the verb snowed is in past tense. Okay, it snowed yesterday in Shimla. She cooked delicious meal last afternoon. So we are talking about again last afternoon. Okay, so that's why the verb cooked is in past tense. Okay, that was point 1. Point 2, to indicate that something was done in the past as a habit. Also, point number 2 is to indicate a habit that something that something was done in the past as a habit. As a habit, someone used to do certain action. So that again we use simple past tense. Like my mother always enjoyed gardening. So now she might not enjoy. So that's why the verb enjoyed is in simple past tense. As a young girl, I exercised a lot. Now she's grown up and she's become mature. So maybe she does not do exercise much, or she does not do at all. So that's why the verb exercise is in past tense. Then to express an action that occurred over a period of time in the past. Okay, to express an action that occurred over a period of time in the past. For example, I lived in New Delhi till the age of 5. Now, third point is to express an action that occurred over a period of time. Okay, but again it discontinued. Okay, so I lived in New Delhi till the age of 5, and now he's no more 5. So for a certain period of time. So for such, we use again simple past tense. That's why lived is a verb and it is used in a simple past tense. Next one, to express simple future tense. Oh, okay. So those are 3 points. 1, 2, 3. Yes, 3 points we use for simple past tense. You have to keep in mind while we are using simple past tense. Now let's head to simple future tense. They have not given the heading over here, page 60, but yes, we are going to do simple future tense now. Now simple future tense, again, time yet to come. Okay, what do we say? Time to come. Simple future tense. These are the things we need to keep in mind. To express simple future tense, we often use will. Okay, there is a use of will and shall. Shall is like, you can say not prohibited, but it's like, you can say it's got outdated kind of thing. We don't use much shall. These days we use much will when you want to make it a simple future tense. Okay, so keep in mind when we decide to do something at the time of speaking. So at the time of speaking, when you decide to do something, we use simple future tense. There is no flour to bake a cake. So you want to bake a cake, but there is no flour. For such action, we use don't worry, I'll go and get some. So you will use I will go, will, which will again make it a future tense, and go. Okay, that's your action. Will go is used as a simple future tense. Next is to make a promise. We use again simple future tense. Thank you for the books. I will return it by Monday afternoon. Okay, will return. I will return is your action, and it is, since will is added, I will is added, so that makes it simple future tense. Third point, to offer to do something. You look feverish. I'll call the doctor. Feverish means you look very sick and like you look really not well. So I will again call a doctor. Call is your verb, and we have added will to it. That means it's a simple future tense. To ask somebody to do something. When you want to ask somebody to do something, okay, we use again will to it. Will you please get me a glass of water? I'm feeling very thirsty. And will, adding of will, makes it a simple future tense. To express an action over which we have no control, when you have to express an action which we have no control in it, we use again simple future tense to it. Like the shop will remain closed tomorrow. There's this action and we have no control over it. It's going to close anyhow. So will remain is a verb, and will we have added since it's a simple future tense. And lastly, to express the speaker's view. It's very cold today. I don't think I'll go out. So it's speaker's view. And for that we use again will and go to it. Go is a verb and will is added. That's why it's a simple future tense. Okay. Shall is traditionally used with the first person singular. So shall and will both used to go hand in hand for future tense, but shall has become now a traditional use. Okay, like earlier we used to use, and we used to use shall with the first person when it's a singular. Okay, like I shall, and we still use, but when you are using it for singular purpose, like I shall go, okay, or I shall do it, or plural will, we. So for plural we also we could use shall in a traditional way. But the use of shall is no longer common in spoken English, as I've already told you. Increasingly, shall is replaced by will, or contractions are used. Thus we say I will or she will. So contraction is just adding ll to it, double L to it, putting an apostrophe and then double L, as you have seen above all. So contraction is that's what. So we either use, instead of shall, we either use will, or we just add contraction, that means apostrophe and then double L, okay, to it. Instead of I shall or she will, we use contractions or will mostly. Shall and will are also used as modal auxiliaries to express the mood. Okay, so modal auxiliaries I don't think so we have done yet, but shall and will comes under modal auxiliaries as well. And we use modal auxiliaries to express the mood or attitude of the speaker. Okay, so that makes the listener understand the attitude of the person who is speaking. Okay, that is what modal auxiliaries is. We will do it. You will learn more about this in a later chapter. So it's already said here. There is one more note over here, that above page 60. Earlier shall we used to say what we think or know for certain will happen in the future. So when we were unsure, okay, so we were not so sure about it, what is going to happen in the future, we used to use shall that time. Like I shall repair a bicycle tomorrow, but you're not sure about it. You might not. However, shall is no longer used too often these days. Will is used more commonly in place of shall. So let's keep that in mind. It's not, I'm not saying it is completely prohibited or it is wrong if you write shall, but we don't use much. It is used traditionally. We use, instead of shall, we use will, or contractions, that is you're using I and apostrophe double L, or we apostrophe and double L. You can see above in the example. Okay, like that way we can use it. So now that's all. Today we saw simple tenses. There are simple tenses. Tenses is something that tenses of a verb in a sentence denotes a time, okay, when the action is taking place. Okay, we saw today 3 types of tenses. Simple tenses, that is simple present tense, simple past tense, and simple future tense. Simple present tense, time now. Simple past tense, time then. And simple future tense, time to come. Okay, we saw simple present tense, 4 categories or 4 things we need to keep in mind when you are doing simple present tense. We saw 3 rules, okay, when we have to use simple past tense, and we have seen 6 rules we need to follow when you're using simple future tense. And basically what you have to keep in mind is shall is mostly been used in, shall has been used as a traditional method, and then instead of shall, we go for more using of will or contractions, that is using of apostrophe double L. Okay, and that is all about the chapter we have done here. And then if you see page 61 and 62, you have exercise A, B, C and D to do, which you will try yourself, and tomorrow I'll give you the answers so that you can correct it and write down in your language copy. And Wednesday I'll give you the time, or most probably during our language timing only we'll have our virtual class as well. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.